Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi there. How you
Hi,
doing?
how are you?
Thank you. How you doing?
Good. Who is this? Are you Den?
Yeah, I'm Dennis. Yeah,
Dennis.
yeah.
Nice to meet you, Dennis.
Nice to meet you too.
Uh, have you had an online class like this before? Have you had an online discussion?
I'm really first to lesson.
Okay. Well, great.
Yeah.
Nice to see
My friend.
you.
Yeah.
It looks like we'll have four other people showing up. Where are you from in Korea?
I'm from Seoul.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Wh-
I did your name. So can I ask your name?
Oh, I'm Sarah.
Sarah. Nice to meet you,
Yes,
Sarah.
Sarah, nice to meet you, Den. And so where are you right now?
Actually, I'm in Hangang. I didn't plan to come here to this time. I didn't plan to stay here to this time, but um, it happened.
Yeah, no,
Nice.
that's great. We're
Yeah,
glad to see you.
yeah, it's great to see you too.
Yeah, so what do you do in Seoul? Or what's your profession?
I do work and I do some trading work. Oh, someone.
Hello,
Hello. So we just have another student that just joined. Hi, Gon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today, Sarah? Nice to see you
Good.
again.
Yes, nice to see you. I'm glad
Yeah.
you could join our group discussion today. We have
Mhm.
one other student here so far, Dan,
Yep.
and we're still waiting for a few more.
Uh,
How has your day been so far, Gon?
uh, it, I was pretty busy also today. The schedule is quite crazy today. So actually, I was preparing for something. So yeah, I'm a little tired also.
Yeah. Well, it's oh, someone else just arrived. Hi,
Yep.
Wuhan.
Hi Sarah, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Nice to see everyone. This is wonderful. I'm glad that everyone is showing up today.
Nice to see you all.
Yes,
That's
why don't
yeah.
you introduce yourselves?
Okay, my name is Gon Hwang. You can just call me Gon, Gon. And I live in Suwon, and I teach music in a university. So that's that.
Great. Well, Wuhan, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, my name is Hun Chong. I'm working for a architectural company. I'm doing some project management for the construction projects. I'm living in Bundang, by the way.
Oh, that's close
Right, yes.
from here. Yeah. Sarah, Bundang is very close from here, which
Ah,
is
okay.
yeah. You happened to Korea before, right, Sarah?
Yes, I lived in Ulsan, but I I've never really spent much time in Seoul.
Right. I heard that already. So mostly you lived in Ulsan area.
Yes, yeah, Ulsan, and
Mhm.
I traveled to Busan, so I kind of
Oh.
stayed in that area, Gyeongju and the like, but I
Yeah.
didn't spend too much time in Seoul, unfortunately.
It's Gyeongsangdo area actually. Have you ever heard that term? Gyeongsangdo? Very conservative area in Korea.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
So both of you
Ulsan.
live close to there.
No, not at all. That's far from here.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Ulsan, Busan, they are uh, the two places in Gyeongsangdo area, which is very conservative.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, good. Well, I don't know if I think we lost one student here, and
Yeah.
there should be a couple more showing up, but I'm still getting used to using this. When I talk, can you see just my screen? I'm trying to, I don't want it to be going back and forth to different screens. Can you see me, or do you also see yourself switching the
Yeah.
screen?
I see
Go ahead.
you.
Okay. So I
Yeah,
think I've done it right.
right.
I'll have to play
I think
around with that a little more. But anyways, let's get started. Let's talk about our topic today, which is how can countries measure the well-being of their citizens? So were either of you able to look at some of the additional content I sent in the email? Any of the videos or articles about this lesson?
hmm Unfortunately, I didn't see any additional material. I just saw the title. I just saw the topic of
Oh,
today's
okay.
session. Yeah.
That's okay. This is new. We're starting this out. It's going to take a while to get into the rhythm of everything, but I
What about
sent
you,
an
Hyun?
email.
Sorry. What about you, Hyun? Did you read the email that she
Yeah.
sent?
Right. I actually I was able to watch that TED.
Oh, you did. You were able to watch it.
Mhm.
Okay, great. So you have some a little input on this, what this topic will be about. So in the future, Gon and Wuhan, you both can just look at the email I send. There's a link there that will give you access to the Google Drive, and if you want, you can read some questions that we'll talk about in class. You can look at those videos. You don't have to, and not everyone can, and that's okay. But it's there if it's an option if you want it.
Okay.
But let's get started. So I'll look at the questions I have prepared here.
Mm-hmm.
First off, let's talk a little bit about this topic. When you think about the well-being of citizens and their countries, they usually, traditionally in the past, they used GDP to determine this. Are either of you familiar? Do you know what GDP is?
Yeah, I think I know that terminology. 국민 총생산 in Korean word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wuhan, are you familiar with GDP?
Yeah, I guess what is the gross what domestic product? No,
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's
something.
great.
Yeah. So pretty much the amount of goods and services produced by a country. And so this has traditionally been used to measure how successful, how productive a country is. However, in the 21st century, they've determined that there's a lot of things, right, that make people happy and want to live in one country over another. And we'll talk about that in this discussion today.
Okay.
So let's start with the first question. Can you think of any countries which have grown very quickly in recent years?
In recent year.
Yeah, from your experience or just from what you know, what are some countries that have grown gross domestic product very quickly?
Probably, I think it's inevitable to say that Korea is the country who grows recently very quickly. Not so recently, but at least it's true to say that Korea grows, or do I have to say have been growing? Which one is better?
You can say, yeah, Korea is continuing to grow. Korea has grown very quickly, right? In the last, just in a matter of 50 years or so,
Hmm.
really grew quickly. And so when most people think of a country that's grown quickly,
That's
oh,
right. Yeah.
hi, we have a new student. Hi, Megan,
Mhm.
how are you?
Hi.
I think it's me. Oh, this is the new one. Okay.
Lots
Hi,
of
Megan.
people.
So we have a new student that's just arrived. Megan, why don't you, or Gong and Wuhan, why don't you introduce yourselves to Megan?
Yeah.
Oh, hello, this is Megan Kim. I'm Megan Kim, and I'm living in Hong Kong right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
well, great.
I just got married.
my name is Gon, living in Suwon. I teach music in a university.
Oh, nice.
Hello, my name is Ufon, and I'm working for a architectural company. I'm not a designer though. I'm working as a project manager.
I see. Nice to see you all.
Sure.
Yes,
You know,
I'm glad that you were able to join, Megan.
yeah, I tried to click the join this class, but the pop-up message keeps saying that I'm failed, so I
Oh,
just told you.
I saw that you tried to call, so I sent you the link.
Yeah, that's what I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
good. Well, I'm glad this is all brand new, and I don't know much about it
Yeah,
yet either, so I'm
yeah.
learning as I go as well. But I'm happy that you're all here. So we just started talking about the topic, which is uh, how the well-being of countries and or citizens in a country and how they compare to other countries. So we just started talking about traditionally how this has been determined is by gross domestic product, how many goods a country produces, and the like. And now, in the turn of the 21st century, we've needed a different way to measure happiness and well-being. So we've got some questions here that I've started asking. So let's continue with these and just continue with this discussion. And Megan, there might be some things you feel like you missed, but we'll just continue and let us know if you are unclear about anything. Uh, so um, let's look at number 2, which was, uh, do you
But
think
can
that,
we go back to the first question just a little bit, Sarah, if you don't
oh,
mind?
sure, yeah, I
So
want,
you asked us to say a country which has grown very quickly recently, right? That was the first question. So in for that question, I said it's inevitable to say that Korea is the country which has grown so quickly recently. But also at the same time, I think, in my opinion, Singapore might be the country. Do you agree with that idea?
yeah, Wuhan, what do you think? Do you think Singapore has grown as quickly as Korea?
Yeah, I think I agree with it. But as you mentioned about, if we talk about recently, more recently, probably like Korea right now, the growth rate is about less than 3%, and I think
Hmm.
this China is still close to 7, but Vietnam probably they are more than 7. So when we concentrate on recently, probably China is more appropriate than Korea, I think.
Sorry, Uhyun, what is your family name?
Chung, Cheng.
Uh, so, Mr. Chung, could you raise your volume a little bit more?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
The
Uh,
microphone's volume.
Yeah, Wuhan's, I've noticed that as well. His microphone is a little quieter um,
Yeah.
than others. Well,
okay,
while
I'll
he's
try.
doing that, Megan, what is your opinion of? Do you have any other countries in mind that you think have grown very quickly over the last? 50 to 100 years or so?
Okay. Well, I'm not really interested in that field, but
That's
yeah,
okay.
Korea. Yeah, Korea grown really fast, and Singapore as well. And I think now, well, Hong Kong is as well. Hong Kong was a pretty good country, but now they're growing up really
Yeah.
fast as well. So yeah, it's like most Asia area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Asia in general has grown very quickly. And I guess the interesting point about this topic is that, when most people think of a country that's grown quickly, they think of Singapore or South Korea, but actually countries like Poland and Morocco are growing quickly as well, but in a different area, not in economics necessarily, but in terms of the government and the happiness of the citizens is higher than in some other countries. So they've kind of come up with this new way of determining happiness and well-being, and it's called SETA. Uh, Wuhan, I know that you were able to look at some of the material beforehand. Do you remember, or can you tell us a little bit about what SETA is?
Yeah, I try to remember. I cannot adjust my volume, so I could. I think I'm going to raise my voice.
Okay.
They,
It's much
I think
better
it's
now, Mr. John.
okay. I think people, scholars, they trying to come up with more criteria like the safety and opportunity for education, and also they're talking about sustainability, like environmental issues. So all things together, they try to measure how they measure the well-being of the country. And also, I
Hmm.
think it's very important. Inequality is one of the main factors why they started thinking like this.
Right.
GDP is growing, but if there's no appropriate distribution, I think is GDP growing of GDP is kind of meaningless.
I see.
Yeah, Gon, what is your opinion of that?
Basically, it's pretty big and difficult to think about to me as a musician. I'm a musician, so I don't have abundant information about that kind of issues. But I have a question, Sarah. Did you say SATA? Is it some kind of abbreviation?
Yeah, SEDA, SEDA, is abbreviated for Sustainable Economic Development Assessment.
I see.
So basically, this is broken down into 3 categories.
Uh-huh.
Wuhan, do you remember what those 3 categories are?
I can't. I think it's uh, well, like economy is one thing,
Yep.
and the left side was
Yeah.
sustainability, and the bottom side, what was it? Like I don't remember.
Yeah, so basically what SEDA uh, is 3 different, it covers 3 different areas of well-being, of happiness.
Mhm.
First, economics, which is very much like the GDP, so income, uh, economic stability and employment, that you're able to find a job, keep a job, that you're happy with your finances. And then investments, so these are things like health, uh, education, infrastructure, that you're happy in all of those areas. And then, like what Wuhan just said, sustainability, where you have income equality. There isn't a huge gap between rich and poor. There is a middle class. Governance, you're somewhat happy with your government or you're not. Depends on your country. Some countries have better
Mhm.
governance than others. Uh, Civil society, how well people get along together, how safe they feel in their society, and as well as their environment.
So ultimately, can we consider SEDA? Did you say SEDA?
Mm-hmm.
Consider SEDA as some kind of happiness rate. Can we do that?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So what
can
they're
you?
doing, they're saying,
Mhm.
they're looking. If you watch the video, you'll see that he talks about how SETA works, and there's a diagram where he goes over it and talks about different countries, and some
Right.
countries are, very high in some areas, like Poland and Morocco, in terms of economics, maybe not as much so, but sustainability,
Mhm.
they're at the top of the list. And
Right.
other countries, like, America, we're kind of lagging. We're kind of falling behind in those areas. So, uh,
Well, if it's possible, let's simplify this issue a little bit. So, which country is the top one country according to the SEDA? Did you see
that's
that?
I think
that's
I
difficult
Denmark.
to determine. Megan, what did you say?
As I remember, the Denmark was the top ranked, the first country,
Denmark.
happiness and a welfare as well.
Can you say that one more time?
Denmark.
Ah,
Denmark,
yes. Um,
yes, the European.
Denmark. Other countries in that area. Wuhan. Can you think of any other countries that you think probably are succeeding on all levels, economic, sustainability, and investments?
I'm not sure. But I guess that but North European countries, they're pretty
Mhm.
high, I guess.
Like Luxembourg, Netherlands, those
Yeah.
Sweden,
countries in
right?
Europe. What's the rank of America, the North America? I mean, United States. Do you know the
Well,
rank?
the thing with SEDA is that, you know, it's not like a ranking 1 through 10 ranking. It's you might be really have a high ranking in one area but low in the other. So it's not, if you watch the video, you'll see that there's you can be really strong in one area and not so much in one other. But I'd say, in terms of the United States, our sustainability is rather low. Um, Investments are so economics are probably the best. Um, but I don't know. I don't know all of the statistics.
Obviously, with
Uh,
the
yeah,
economy.
but I know this is really in depth right at the beginning, so let's simplify this a little bit and ask some more basic questions, such as uh, question number 4 here. What do you think makes people happy? Just in general, living in a country, what would make you happy? Like Megan, what would you say people uh, think is
Well,
important
first
for
of all,
happiness?
I think I think the people have to satisfy with their lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And
Have to be satisfied.
according to a recent article, I read about the Korean satisfaction of their life is
Mm-hmm.
very low, very very
Yeah.
low. So yeah, well, unfortunately, I fully agreed with the rank of the Korea satisfaction of their life
Mm-hmm.
because they work really hard and a long time, like 20 hours in a week.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's obvious result.
Right.
So
According to Megan's idea, the happiness is directly associated with satisfaction, right? But the point is, how can we be satisfied? You know?
Yeah, that is the main question. And
Right.
what would you think in terms of Korea, like Wuhan? What would you say? Where is Korea lacking in terms of SEDA? What does Korea need to do to increase the happiness and well-being of their citizens?
Okay, I tried to come up with that items. I am looking at the video, and well, I cannot find. Okay, hold on a second. Bear with me. Yeah, he said that said, okay. Well, the problem I think people the pursuing same thing.
Hmm.
Like economy is the main goal. It seems to me at the moment to everybody. So that's why cannot satisfy. Satisfaction is very low, I guess. So the problem is you cannot make people satisfied economically. I mean, everybody cannot satisfied. So I think the purpose of the SEDA is sort of like we try to teach us that the economy is not all, and we have to consider something else in our lives.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Now SETA is fairly new. Uh, I'm not quite sure how long it's been around for, but I think what's important is bringing awareness to SETA and having other countries starting to follow it. Uh, if you watch the video after this class, you'll see that he talks about his life and how he has lived in many countries and has witnessed himself the happiness of the people and what makes people happier in one country compared to another. And he's really wanting to just spread the word and get people talking about this and recognizing it. Uh, do you guys see that in years to come that SETA, do you think that SETA will become more well known and more people will start to uh, improve their countries based on this concept, or do you think it's more just theory?
Well, in my mind, while I was watching this TED, and I think the leadership is very important. And even though people want, if the leaders they don't have this kind of a standard or spirit,
Hmm.
it's going to be very difficult to have this system of each country, I guess.
Right.
So I think in Poland, like Brazil, or you just mentioned Morocco, they have good leadership, I guess.
I agree with that idea. But basically, this is really big issue to discuss. Even I think it's kind of philosophical in a way. But anyhow, if you want to measure the well-being of the citizens, probably we need to research with some kind of very scientific way, first of all. But at the same time, to measure happiness might be uh, inevitably philosophical. At the same time,
Yeah, Gon, that's a
Yeah.
really great
right,
point.
right. So there might be another rank. Uh, I mean, which is kind of unofficial rank about happiness.
Mhm.
So according to that kind of rank about happiness, probably like countries like Sri Lanka or the poor country, those countries might have very high top rank according to that kind of unofficial happiness rate, rank.
Fully agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. You agree too, Megan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question, who determines these things exactly? And I guess the speaker in this video, he has spent, I think, the last 7 years or so uh, researching this and traveling and determining it that way. But yeah, once again, I mean, it is from his perspective, and that could be different uh, depending on your culture too. This is a very Western style culture mentality of happiness. Other countries might disagree.
If, if you don't mind, let me give you a very interesting point regarding this issue. What about suicide rate? Could that be a possible clue in this case?
Yeah, I think I don't know if Wuhan would agree because he read the article, but I think that this would really go under civil society. You know, how happy are the people who work, you know, who live together, work together. Some countries, you know, have more chaos, you know, like Greece has some more chaos than some other countries, and, you know, suicide rate is higher in, you know, I mean, take for Korea, for example. In terms of the world, do any of you know where Korea stands for suicide rate?
We're at the
It's
top.
second best country
Oh, really?
in terms of suicide rate.
Which one is the first?
Really?
But
Which
which
one
one
is
is the first?
the
But according to the chart that I saw just right before,
Ah,
Korea was second worst country,
oh,
and
wow. Yeah.
that there was country from Africa. I forgot the name of the country.
Ah, really?
Korea is
Yeah.
at the top among the OECD countries.
Right,
So
right, right.
I think I agree with it because the rate of suicide has some something to tell us that we are living in very you know, unfortunate conditions. Some of them, I guess, at least.
Yeah.
It's Guyana. It's Guyana. Do you know the country?
Ghana. Yeah.
Ghana? No, Ghana. It's Guyana.
Ah.
Guyana. And
Uh,
America has 50 in terms of the rank. Did you
how do
understand
you
that?
how do you spell it?
Guyana. That is number 1 in the chart.
Okay.
And United States is 50 according to the suicide rate chart.
Oh, wow. So, you know, 50 is not too good either, but you know, Korea is really, really high up there. So, you know, I'm sure that this is something that really set a I mean, I hope that in the future we start to see more of our countries adopting this mentality. I think earlier we were talking about countries like Denmark and Norway and you know, Sweden. Those countries really, they're the leaders, and because they're all around. I mean, like Finland, I think is one of the top, if not the top, country in terms of general happiness and well-being. They've got it all. So
Right.
it was either Finland or Norway. I'm not sure, but
But interestingly, the Denmark's suicide rate is also very high. It's 36.
interesting. Yeah. So this is an interesting topic, and you know, I'd really say to all of you, if you haven't been able to watch the video, you know, go back, watch it. You know, watch it again, Wuhan, if you want. And, you know, you can always ask me questions in class about any of the language, and we can discuss it further if you'd like in the future. But anyways, this pretty much concludes our discussion for today. I'm so happy that all three of you showed up, and we did have one other student, but he left. I think he was driving, so hopefully we'll see him again. But in the future, I will always be sending out emails letting you know what the topic will be for the week. Next week, there'll be two topics, same times as this week, October 28th at 10:30 p.m. This one is how much coffee do we drink every day? And the positive and negative effects of coffee. So coffee, caffeine, we're kind of a culture that needs it to get by. So that is one of the topics for October 28th. And then on October, or no, that one's October 26th, sorry. October 28th then is why do university classrooms in Korea lack discussion? So I think we had a wonderful discussion today. Let's talk on Wednesday next week, if you're available, about why these kinds of discussions are not happening in schools, especially in Korea, and what some things we can do that are different about that. So
Okay.
Yeah, so that concludes. Anyone have last minute remarks or questions they want to add for today's discussion? No?
I mean, thanks for the, this good talking. I feel it's nice and it's a new experience. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
me too. This is my first time doing this, so you know, I was a little nervous about it as well, just because it's the first time. But I think it's going well, and you know, I'd really like to see more students in classes and discussions like this, and talking about topics in the world today. So I hope to see you all again in the future.
Good.
See you
Thanks.
soon. It was very nice to see you all.
Yeah,
Very
Thanks.
helpful
seeing you.
conversation.
Good night and good day. Have a good day over there.
You too.
Okay,
You too.
everyone, have a wonderful rest of your night. I hope to see you again soon.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye everyone.